everybody. If you are a dog owner, even a new dog owner especially, and you're considering getting any type of training, you know that it can be tricky at times. So here with some tips today is dog trainer Candee Teitel. Good morning, Candee. Thanks for joining us. I know you've been on the show before with Reuben. Your 3-year-old English Mastiff, and he is so well behaved, which is expected because O-Behaved Dog School is what Candee owns and operates. I've been to it before, took my pup there thanks to Renee Shapiro, and I mean the training that you're able to do is absolutely spectacular and carries through, and I know that's important to you, beyond dog school.
Yes, it certainly does.
Now let's talk about some of the things, some important issues that dog owners might face, and especially when it comes to training, things that need to be addressed immediately. One of those on the list, socialization. Tell me more about what that means and what you try to do.
Once you get your dog, you have to take it out and expose it to as many different positive situations as you can. It does no good to say I'm socializing my dog and dragging him down to the train tracks where he's freaked out by the trains. But little by little, the more you expose him to, and surprisingly even surfaces, exposing your dog to gravel, floor, tile, all different kinds of things helps grow and stimulate their brain. So it's really important.
Also, house training. We know that's something that's on the forefront of everybody's mind when they get a dog.
Yes, and I get a lot of calls, can you do it for me? No, I can't do it for you. I can take your dog and he'll know what to do in my house, but he'll go back to your house and he'll use the same place on the Oriental carpet.
Every time. So how do you like to encourage some of these things like house training? I remember one thing we focused on a lot with my dog was rewards. And heavily rewarding them when they do something good. I know that's something you preach.
Right, so if you bring a dog into your home, whether it be a puppy or whether it be a rescue dog, it doesn't know the rules. And we want the dog to be correct so that we can reward it, and the dog will repeat that behavior more frequently if it gets a reward.
So one thing you've done, even with a 222-pound bull mastiff, English Mastiff, excuse me, is reward him constantly and look at the results. I mean, he knows all the commands. And by the way, commands is another thing I know that you try to focus on, keeping them simple and keeping them exact, correct?
I try to think of them more as instructions because we have so many people that sit, down, stay, no. They all sound the same. And we all know, those people who've been around children, that the quieter you speak, the more they listen. And if you particularly have a dog that's jumping on you and nipping and driving you nuts, and you get more and more wound up and shout at the dog, he also gets more and more wound up. So the trick is to be calm, lie down, be calm, have a low voice, and don't let the dog just think that he has a choice. This is non-negotiable. And you've got to tell them early while they're 10 weeks, and you can still pick them up. You can't wait until they're 150 pounds and then say, oh, you know what? Don't push out the door before me.
Especially with one like him, too. I know the other thing that people always ask about is jumping on people.
Oh,
fortunately, he doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that, but I think if he was more agile, he could. But I did have another Mastiff that does that. The problem is, there are only so many things that a dog in his repertoire. He's got barking, which he can use to tell you all kinds of things. He can jump, right? And he can pull on the leash, which is another big biggie.
Definitely. That's one that I remember working on, and it's actually really interesting how easily fixable all of these things are with proper instruction, and I know that's what you preach, and that's why a lot of people have encouraged me and other friends to use O-Behaved Dog School. Talk about your program that you like to use for someone, say, with a new dog, a 6-month-old puppy dog at the time. What are some of the things you would recommend as they think about training with you?
People come in and they say, I just got a dog, and I say, well, what have you trained it? And they said, well, I haven't trained it to do anything because I'm really concerned it might do it wrong. And so my advice is to teach a stupid pet trick. I mean, I taught him if I push on his nose, he shout. Good, that's good. Okay, so if you can teach your dog a stupid pet trick, then good. Then you don't need to worry about whether or not you're going to do the other things correctly, right?
Yes.
Are you having a lie down? Good, that's very good. one of the hugest problems is jumping, and the more you let it go, the more ingrained it is. Lie down. The more ingrained it is in the dog.
Yes.
Because things that happen intermittently are much more stronger reinforcement to things that happen consistently. If you went to the slot machine, you put in a quarter and you got back a quarter every single time, how long would you stay there? Not very long,
no.
But if you put in 3 quarters and nothing happens, you put in a 4th one and you get 2, it's like, woohoo! You know, you're in the game.
Yeah.
So we want to teach the dog as soon as he walks in the door that there are consequences for his actions, and they're great consequences. He gets to play, gets to throw, chase a ball, chase a frisbee, anything that he considers rewarding. We just start off by showing him. I like it when you do that. Here's a cookie. And pretty soon they're walking around, hey, how about this? Hey, how about this? Hey, you like this? And then we just put a word to it and ask them for it.
And we're set.
And then they're perfect.
I want to remind everybody about O Behave Dog School. The address is on your screen. The best way to get in touch with Candee, though, is to call her or email her, or go to the website for the email address, and she will make sure that your dog is behaving the way you would like. All right, Candee, thanks for coming in, and thanks to Reuben for making an appearance as well.
Thank you.
We're off to a break. Stay with us. We're back after this.